This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're going to take a look at the EVERGOODS CIVIC Bookbag 22L, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. Let's dive in. So the primary material that we're working with here is 840D ballistic nylon 6. We're used to seeing this from EVERGOODS. It's a very high quality material in my opinion. It's not as super heavy duty as some other materials that we've worked with, but it's one of the most durable that at least I've personally tested. It always looks pretty much brand new when I'm done with the testing period, even if that's up to like a month or something like that. And like we have people who are currently testing bags for extended periods of time that are using this material, and it just really lasts and continues to look good. But we've got YKK zippers throughout this pack in a couple different places. As you can see, this main compartment here has 2 zippers, which I really like, so you can leave the zippers wherever you want. Leave it up here at the top if you want to, because you know this is a daily bag, so you're going to be getting in and out of it a lot. So if you leave them up here, I don't love the look as much, but you can just kind of pop this open and grab stuff out this way. But if you're going to be, in transit, you can leave them down towards the sides. We have little loops here on the ends, as always from EVERGOODS, which is a nice little inclusion to kind of pull like that. You can also feed these through here, which kind of acts as like a little bit of a stopper. So flipping over to the other side here, we have Duraflex hardware. Works as you would expect it to. We'll get more into this harness system in a little bit, but just very snappy, easy to operate, and very easy to adjust as well. There's not a ton going on this pack. So we do have a top handle right here, as you can see, very similar to other EVERGOODS bags that you've probably seen before. It's got these 2 little attachment loops on the sides, and then the handle here in the middle. Not super well padded, but it blends in nicely, so it's not getting in the way. And as you can see, it's not really like hanging off or anything, so it's not gonna get caught on anything, which I do like. So if you're, stowing it somewhere, like if you're taking this as like a personal item bag or something like that, it's not gonna get caught on anything, because there really isn't anything to get caught other than obviously the straps back here. So if you aren't familiar with EVERGOODS, this is their logo. People either love it or hate it. I personally like it. It's a hook and loop fastener. So if you don't want to put anything on there, you don't have to. It looks, from a distance, you can't really notice it. When you get close, it's kind of unique looking. But you can put a patch on there or something like that if you want to. And I think it's just unique, and I prefer it to something that's kind of overly loud or in your face or something like that. One thing to note is that this is an everyday backpack, and it does not have an external water bottle holder. So I'm someone who always has a water bottle with me. So you cannot stow a water bottle on the outside of this pack. You have to store it on the inside or carry it somewhere else. But as I mentioned, there isn't a ton going on around the outside of this pack. I think it does look pretty sleek. This front pocket can look a little bit just kind of like out there a little bit compared to other EVERGOODS bags, but overall I think it looks pretty nice. And it's a comfortable bag as well. So as you can see from the harness system here, that front pocket really is pretty large. I guess it's kind of hard to show you from the top down, but like if we look from the front cam here, it's like that pocket is pretty big. But we have the same or similar harness system that we're used to seeing from EVERGOODS. Pretty well padded back panel here, and it's also pretty aerated. It's really hard to really show you that it has that aeration, but it does a very good job of keeping you cool, even if it is warm out. And considering that it is all black, then it's going to accept the sun's rays a lot, but it does a very good job of keeping you cool. We have the same stuff here on the shoulder straps as well. Similar padding. They're a little bit curved to fit to your body. This backpack fits to my body very well, but your mileage is obviously going to vary. We have the sternum strap here, which is on a ladder, so you can make different adjustments. It's not on a rail, so you can't make those micro adjustments, but I really like that this isn't going anywhere. So once you get it in the one you like, it's not going to slide anywhere, and you're ready to go. You can also just pop this off if you don't want to. For a 22-liter bag, I don't know, you don't really need it. Obviously, we can pop that quickly. There is no sternum or strap keepers, I should say, on either of these straps, but there isn't a ton of like extra strap going on here, at least for me personally and how I wear this backpack. So it's not a big deal for me, but similar to just the pack overall, there just isn't a ton going on here. Obviously, we don't have a hip belt because this is a very small bag. You would not expect there to be, but it's a very comfortable bag. And it does maybe feel a little bit big for 22 liters. I guess it just depends what kind of pack you're used to. But overall, this is probably one of the more comfortable daily bags that I've worn in quite a while. So if you are finding this video helpful, make sure you throw a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below about what you would use this backpack for, so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. So I was just talking about the sternum strap and how it's not on a rail, so you can't make those micro adjustments. And this is a perfect example of a time where you would maybe want a little bit easier to move sternum strap, because I was going to put this on and it's right where the mic is. So it was going to be hitting the mic the whole time. And this is where I like to wear my sternum strap, but it wasn't easy for me to just bring it down one rung. So that's a good example of how sometimes you might want to move the shoulder strap a little bit and it's a little bit harder because it is on that ladder, but it's still very comfortable without me wearing it, although I do prefer to wear it. So as you can see, the footprint of this bag is a little bit bigger than I would expect for a 22-liter bag. It's not huge, you know, it comes all the way down to here. I mean, obviously I can tighten it up a little bit and bring it up a little bit higher, but the way I had it on when I first put it on was how I feel comfortable wearing it. A little bit tighter is not uncomfortable, but it just is a little bit bigger of a footprint than I was expecting. But as I mentioned earlier, it's one of the more comfortable bags that I've worn, especially in this size range and for what this is intended for. Obviously, you're gonna be going to and from work, going to and from, you know, you go like friend's house and stuff like that, or if you're going to school or something like that, you could use this for that as well. So overall, very comfortable. It just, maybe it will be a little bit bigger than you were anticipating from a bag of this size. So we've got 3 pockets to work with here in the front compartment right here. This is the area that kind of bulges out a little bit. So if you stuff more gear inside of here, it's gonna bulge a little bit more. I've just got my GoPro stowed inside of there right now. I like to keep my GoPro with me because you never know when you're gonna wanna shoot a video or do some action sports or something like that. But inside of here, we do have some organization. I always call this like the frog tongue because it kind of flops out like this and just reminds me of like a frog tongue, or at least like in a cartoon frog tongue. So you have that there, and it is kind of long. I wish it was either a little bit shorter or a little bit longer. If you've watched my videos before, you know I like my key leashes to be so short they don't get in the way, or so long that I can open my door with it. I can barely open my door with these when I have my keys on here, but it just depends where your lock on your door is. Do have some pockets back here. I'd say a medium-sized pocket right here, another medium-sized pocket over here, and then a smaller pocket on this side, which works for pens, pencils, maybe a stylus or something like that. So you do have quite a bit of depth here. So depending on how much you have in the main compartment, you'll be able to get a little bit less or more inside of here. But pretty good depth, as you can see from, I guess I should show you the more side angle there. So you can fit a fair amount of gear inside of there. Good for stuff you want access to at a moment's notice. That's why I have the GoPro. I can grab it, take a video. So moving to the top here, we have I think they call it a yoke pocket or something like that from EVERGOODS. You see it on a lot of their bags. I have my phone stored in right there right now. It's actually pretty perfect for sunglasses. I like to keep my sunglasses in a case when I put them in here just because it's not that soft material to see. I don't know that soft material actually does anything, but it does make you feel a little bit better. But when I do stow I have like a little soft case I normally have my sunglasses in. I'll stow that inside of here, but good for like your phone and wallet, or you can put your sunglasses and AirPods or something inside of here. Again, very quick access between these 2 pockets because it's not hard to get into the main compartment. It just takes a little bit more time to get into the main compartment, which I will do now. So as I mentioned earlier, you have these 2 zips, so you can really leave them wherever you want. So if you're like, I just want to grab my tech pouch out right now, I can just stick my hand in here and grab my tech pouch. But if you're going to get more stuff out, you're going to want to go all the way down and use the clamshell or horseshoe, whatever kind of opening you want to call it. So as you can see, I open it now. I don't have this thing completely packed out, but there is quite a bit of space here. It is a 22-liter bag. So we have a little bit of organization on the top part here, a little zipper compartment. I just have my infinity tool stowed inside of there, and I think I got a sling in here as well. Yep, so a sling that I've been testing, the smaller of the Terravia sling. It's nice to, if you have your bigger backpack, to be able to just use a smaller sling if you want to just carry a couple things, whether you're going on a walk or going to the store or something like that. So a small little pocket right here. We've got all of the details from EVERGOODS, as they always do, inside of their bags, which is nice. If someone asks you what material is that, you can look and be like, oh, it's 840D ballistic nylon 6 solution dyed black, and then they'll probably look at you like you're a weirdo, but you will have given them the right information, so that's what matters, right? So on the inside of this pack, we have not a ton of organization. Obviously, we have the laptop slider, which we will get to, but mostly just open space here. So I will say that in a commuting sense, I typically didn't feel like I didn't have enough room inside of this bag, but today I had a lot. It's Monday, so I had a lot of things to bring in when I was shooting this video. I had to bring in some like wet cat food because I'm going to feed some cats after work and stuff like that. And it was the first time that I really felt like this is almost too much stuff. I was still able to bring it in. So if you're someone who is constantly has quite a bit of gear, this bag might be a little bit too small for you, but for most daily carries, I think this is a perfect size. Because as you can see here, it's a good size for me. If I needed to throw like a sweatshirt in here or something, it's no problem. So I've got my toiletry pouch, got my big over-ear headphones that I brought from home today because I had them at home over the weekend, and then my tech pouch. So pretty much those are things that are going with me pretty much every day, and then I have room for extras if I needed to. So on the back wall here, I like the use of this. It's not really even technically, I guess, a laptop compartment. It's just a stretchy pocket that also works for a laptop. So I have a book pretty large book actually stowed inside of there alongside my laptop. I like that I can fit both of those in there, and then also the book gives my laptop a little bit of extra protection as well. So I've got a 15-inch MacBook Pro stored inside of there. Fits without too much issue. As you can see, there's a little bit of wiggle room if you need to put something a little bit bigger inside of there. One thing to note is that you have really good padding on this back side, and you also can access the frame sheet right here with this hook and loop fastener, but there isn't a ton of padding right here. So it's a double material, so maybe even triple material in there. So you get a little bit of padding, but it's not a ton. So if you're putting like, I don't know, something big and heavy and pointy on this side, it could in theory hurt your laptop. I don't know. I've seen this used a lot from EVERGOODS, and I've tested a lot of EVERGOODS bags, and it's never been a problem. Just something to keep in mind. But you do have a fair amount of gear right here, and just overall, I think the design of this pack works really well for a daily pack, because when a daily pack should be able to do lots of things, and this pack can do lots of things because most of the space is not organized, so you have a lot of space to do what you want, and then a little bit of leeway with the secondary compartments for some smaller organization. So there you have it, the EVERGOODS CIVIC Bookbag 22 liter. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.